가도 좋거든요.
Pajana. Ini mana macam dah kundu nama macam dia siapjaga. Tanda codakan pebe kundu nama macam dia siapjaga curuna dia siapjaga dunia. Please have a seat. All our guests who have come from far, and we have chairs arranged for our chief guests and all the guests coming from all over the world. So we do have a few chairs in the front. And then students who have come from other parts of the world. So please come front and have your seat. They couldn't chodakan, we couldn't number so they do so shurona. Yellow. Oh, see, can you see why the dawns early light? Also proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright sides through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we were. For was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave of the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you. Kushinarana. You all after a long period of time, and this is a very special and a long-awaited moment for all of us students. For the past few years, we have made constant prayers for swift reincarnation of Geshe. That with the grace, the blessings, and great compassion of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the recognition of Geshe-la's reincarnation, Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche has been a tremendous blessing for us students, allowing us to hear his voice and teachings again and continue our practices. So thank you all for being here together with us today, celebrating this very special moment. And please allow me to say a few words in Tibetan. Alharji Sishi Zuge Jigde Shide Tebe Sade Yade Yonzo Jingata Rangja Kawa River Namji Medo Kala Pobel Hage Pakjo Jigde Wangchu Mi Number Roba Konsajam Kundi Chushiba Chimbuchoki Kubar Tongju Rinpoche Gosum Kucha Ngundu Puwe Tone Tering Sagar Jungju Gewe Nin Yongi Gewe Shenye Chimbo Shingxie Tamba Gishi Lhundup Sobala Paya Sambu Choki Yangsi Chokju Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche Tindengi Zego Che Du Pebe Kundre Konsajamgi Chimbu Choki Chang Ari Kuzap Tunju Kongu Namji Chutubla Rita Gazelin Gombe Ula Ken Rinpoche Chodan Gishilada Ginduba Namba Sane Sishungi Zezo Ledoda Lesuru Namba Sane Sushugwe Rita Gazelin Chuzogi Loma Tang Zamlin Yuju Kansane Pebe Loma Jeshin Yongtang Shenya Tamsi Wochudar Dewe Wisconsin Pemi Chudin Sogbe Kyapgonsu Shugbe Puri Pinda Yongtang Yangsi Chukdu Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche Yavyung Kungor Da Cheba Yongla Kube Ning Tabane Samdi Lema Shujui Debe Loma Ring Kumba Loma Yone, Kui Yangsi Chodu Nyudu Chumbe, so that Melam Yaya Gising, Yaden Chidang, Ranja Loma Yonla, Chinor Consajamgu Chimbuchoki, Tukzawa Chembu Gone, Gishila Tamba Kangi, Kui Yangsi Chodu, Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche, Chakta, Kajin Peba, Teni, Daja Loma Yonla, Laria, Shenje, Sung Pebe, Kasangi, Koga, Labuchiri, Kurjing, Lejang. Yangsi Chodu Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche, Kui Sangwa Sumla, Gajengi, Cha Tamuzamia, Minjungsing, Tamba Kongme, Namdara Dagir Shede, Sensam, Lomnier Shedu, Kolosumji, Chawanam, Yasudar Gebe, Mendu Tangme Shujui. And I would like to formally welcome on behalf of the Deer Park Buddhist Center, our chief guest, Dr. Namgyel Chudubla, North America representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration, Dane County Executive Ms. Melissa Agard, and former Dane County Executive Joe Parisi and Erin Parisi, Deer Park Buddhist Center students from all over the world, and all the Tibetan school students, teachers, parents, and everyone who have gathered here today. So thank you all for coming. Initially we have a long program here outside on the ground with the cultural performance and all that, but so we have made some changes to the outside program today, and it will be a short and sweet. and then after that we'll have our lunch. So please bear with me. And so we have a few speakers here today, and I would like to take the honor to invite Miss Melissa Aggart, the Dane County Executive, to share a few words with us here today. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dane County Executive Melissa Aggart, and it is a real honor to be here today for this very special occasion. Dane County is the home of many rich and diverse cultures, faiths, and traditions, and each gathering like this is a reminder of our strengths and that what comes from diversity. Today, as we welcome this young boy who has been recognized as the reincarnation of Geshe Sopa, we are reminded of the values that transcend generations. Wisdom, compassion, and peace, something we need more of right now in this world. These are values that not only guide our community, but also inspire every one of us to be a better leader and a better neighbor. I'm grateful for Deer Park and the monks for sharing your traditions with us and for contributing so meaningfully to the spiritual and cultural fabric of Dane County. Your presence is a reminder of the importance of kindness and understanding in a challenging time. As we celebrate this moment together, may it also serve as a reminder of the connections that we all share across cultures and generations and across our common sense of humanity. These ties are what strengthens our communities and give us hope for our future. On behalf of Dane County, I extend my warmest congratulations and deepest respects for this joyous day. May this moment continue to bring blessings to our community across Dane County and to our world. I do have a proclamation on behalf of Dane County, and I'm not sure who I'm presenting it to. Someone wants to come up. The proclamation reads, Geshe Sopa was a great scholar and master of Buddhist philosophy, trained in Sera Mansit in Tibet, and recognized worldwide for wisdom, compassion, and humility. And after coming to the United States in 1960, JC became a pioneer in the sharing of Dharma, the founding Deer Park Buddhist Center in 1976, which has since served as a sanctuary for Tibetan culture, language, and spiritual life, as well as the home and the learnings of countless Western students. So therefore, we are proclaiming today, on behalf of the citizens across Dane County, the recognition of this auspicious day and the enthronement of his great reincarnation, and we celebrate the devotion and gratitude and the return of a great Buddhist teacher in the form of this young Tukul. Be further proclaimed that we, as his students, his disciples, and community, we pledge to support him with our respect and our love as he grows into the responsibilities of his predecessor and continues the work of preserving the Dharma and the Tibetan culture of our lands. May this enthronement bring peace and harmony and flourishing wisdom and compassion for all beings. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next, may I have the honor to invite to the stage Dr. Namje Chudubla, representative of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, Washington, D.C.
Dashdalek, everyone. Before I say a few words in Tibetan, I would like to extend my warmest greeting to all for coming here for this auspicious occasion of enthronement of ceremony of reincarnation of late Geshe Sopa. As His Holiness always advised, the purpose of reincarnation is to continue the work of the previous one. So in that sense, I would like to wish the new Rinpoche and all the students and Deer Park Institute a success in ensuring that the young Rinpoche receive all the education so that he can
Somalia
continue.
tuji che shu ta ani chungju tuzo na yangsi chodu rumbuchen choki zo ta sensam lomye nangyu chönbe nango tamje ngengme lhungyu droba ta ku kongme namdar shin kunla pende zetin gyache kyong tube mundin shugyun je an tachdile da tuche.
Tochina, Tochina. And next, may I have the honor to invite to the stage Mr. Joe Parisi, a former Dane County executive, to share a few words on this special occasion.
Good afternoon, Tashi Delay. Rinpoche, welcome to Madison. We're so happy that you're here. And as you can see, you have many friends in Madison and many people who have traveled from across the country to welcome you. We're so glad that you get to come and experience Deer Park and see the seeds, the fruit of the seeds that were planted by Geshe Sopa. When he came here, there was nothing. And because of his love and compassion and his actions, today there's the temple, both of the temples. There's this community. We have the monks of Deer Park, all of your friends who you've been meeting, our Geshe-las guests, and the other monks who provide us with so much love and guidance and compassion. All of this that we see, it's like, you know, when you throw a stone and it hits the water and it ripples out? That's what we're seeing here. We're seeing all of the ripples from Geshe Sopa's love and the actions that he took. And we see it in his students, we see it in the people he touched, we see it in the monastic community, and it's such a great example of what can happen when our intentions are right. So we're so happy to welcome you here today. We're so happy that you get to see this, and we look forward to a long and happy relationship with you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Next, may I have the honor to invite to the stage Joe Chasro, one of a very old friend of ours and a senior student of Deer Park Buddhist Center. Joe Chasro.
Thank you, Geshe Jampa. I was asked to speak on behalf of the students of Geshe Sopa, and while I'm perhaps the least qualified to do this, I'll give it my best shot. Geshe Sopa was a phenomenal teacher, human being, practitioner, and he attracted, as a professor at the University of Wisconsin, many students who became scholars, academics, professors, throughout the United States. Among them Jeffrey Hopkins in Virginia, John Newman and Beth Newman, who for many years, about 3 decades, were in Sarasota, Florida. About 10 years ago, they moved back to Madison. Going further north in New York, we had David Patt at Cornell and John McCransky at Boston. Moving to the Midwest, Michael Sweet and Leonard Zwirling here in Madison. And I met Ed Bastian, who was at Smithsonian for many years, and recently produced the film, The Dalai Lama's Gift, which is a documentary film of the Kala Chakra that was given here in 1981. And in the Midwest, Roger Jackson taught for about 30 years or more at Carleton College. And moving further west, James Blumenthal was at Oregon as a professor and also taught at Maitripa College in Portland. And of course, Jose Cabazon.
Professor Rodney Stevenson, a senior student of Geshe-la and Deer Park Buddhist Center.
on stage here have nothing to do with me. It has to do with you, it has to do with the students, it has to do with me. Filling in lines on a paper is no big deal. This is. I want you to look around, to look at yourself, to look around you, to look at the fields. It is no mistake that you're here. You're not here by accident. You're not here without reason. You're not here by cause. There are those that are in the upper realms. There are those that are on the 10 grounds who wish that they had done more, who wish that they could have been here with you today. This is a monumental day in more ways than far beyond what I understand. It's a day of change within continuity that is so incredibly important. This is Sopa. When Geshe was still a student, he was one of the examiners of His Holiness. He examined His Holiness on the issue of the Buddhist lineage. This is the examination for the Geshe degree. Just a few years later, His Holiness came to Geshe Sopa and said, "You remember when you asked me these questions? I want you to go to the West and establish the Buddha lineage there." This is no small deal. He came here, he went out to New Jersey, came with 3 young monks who were tokus. Somebody from the UW went out and met him, asked him to come to the UW as a teaching assistant for language. Imagine if the Pope was asked to be a teaching assistant for a Latin class. This was phenomenal. Geshe Sopa is among the highest of the scholars, the highest of the wisdoms. You know, to be a student, you need to be led by someone who has been there, not by a parrot, not by somebody who has heard a few words and can repeat them. You need to be there. The teacher needs to know where you are going and how to get there. When Geshe came here to establish the Buddha lineage in the West, it wasn't because he had things to learn. It's because he was there. It took a while for him to start to show, or really to start to allow people to see who he is, who he was. There was no advertisements that were given. There was nothing that went up on the billboard of saying, "Hey, come and see this." Bit by bit, people started to realize. I had a friend who wrote a book called Time Walks to Class. He had gone around and met with various high spiritual leaders, found himself at Kopan, walked in, saw a picture of Geshe on the wall. He thought, well, this is interesting. My friend Bill had taken some class from Geshe. I thought, he's a really nice guy. Had a wonderful smile. It seemed like a really nice guy. And so Bill was having dinner and was talking with one of the older monks. And the monks was asking him, Bill mentioned he was at the UW and that he'd taken a class from Geshe, and the monk dropped his fork and said, "He's a Buddha, He wasn't kidding. And so Geshe was here. And slowly, he started to show who he was. And students started coming. It was an interesting group that came here. The first group, a lot of those who are now very old, they weren't very old then, who had gone abroad, there was drugs, there was a lot of interesting things to look at, met interesting people in robes. Some of them ended up at Kopan, taking courses from Lama Yeshe, from Lama Zopa. They were running out, the visas ran out, those things happened. And they said, where is it that we can go? Oh, this is such great stuff. Where is it that we can go to study? Lama Yeshe, Lama Zopa said, Madison, Wisconsin, our teacher is there. Our teacher is there. And so slowly they came. And then some more, and then some more. And then when the State Department said, we're going to bring 1,000 Tibetans to the U.S., we'll have 100 here in Madison. The Tibetan community started to come and they established themselves. They established themselves because Geshe Sopa provided the means for them to get here. As word started to spread, others would show up. Now, George mentioned that I was a professor. I am, because all the good jobs were gone. When I grew up in small town Midwest, white bread Christian. And when I went to college, I stopped going to church, except for Christmas. I really liked the Christmas carols. Got tenure, it was nice not being fired. And it struck me at that time, this is it. This is why people struggled so hard. There's got to be something else. And so I started reading strange things and started wondering. And after a few months, there was an image that showed up behind my eyes. It's called vision. This is the only vision I had, except for a couple times in college, and those were liquid induced. And it had a newspaper with the name Deer Park above the fold. I had no idea what that was. I happened to have lunch with a friend later that day, who for some reason I asked him if he knew of a thing called Deer Park. And he said, oh yeah, it's this Tibetan monastery outside of town, and that he had been out and met the abbot, Geshe Sopa. And if I wanted, I could call Dan, get the phone number, and call out here. So I went back to my office and did, feel certain compelling things to do. Called out here, Elvin answered, said, oh, Geshe was at his office on campus. Gave me the phone number. Called Geshe up and said, can I come over? And said, oh yeah, come on. Gave me his office numbers up on the 12th floor across the street from mine. When I walked up and came in, he was drawing a map and showing the way to get up to Deer Park. And, we chatted a while. I said inane things. He said things that were worth listening to. And he said, we're going to start teaching some new teachings in a couple of days. So you want to come out? Come on out. I came out. And when I sat on the floor in the old temple, it was like coming home. And it struck me, my God, this is coming home. My God, there is a home to come to. Thousands of miles from Lhasa, 10 miles from Stoughton. A home that is of phenomenal importance. Geshe brought an incredible number of people here. The highest of teachers. Zone Rinpoche, Lhundup Rinpoche, Geshe Rapton. He brought the former abbot of Buto Tantra College, who stayed here for about 3 years, who's had his room across from Geshe. This is the one who would go on to become the 104th Ganden Tipa, the 104th in the line from Tsongkhapa. And he would go into Geshe-la's room when nobody was watching and would vacuum the rug. Vacuum the rug for Geshe-la. Geshe-la passed away, as you know. And there was sadness, but it always struck me that if there were going to be tears, let them be tears of joy, because we had a chance to know him. We had a chance to be able to take teaching. We had a chance to be connected. And from the standpoint of the teacher, students, we pay attention, we don't pay attention, we don't pay a lot of attention. From the standpoint of the teacher, a teacher makes a commitment that is irrevocable, and always pays attention. Doesn't make any difference whether you see him or not, whether you see her or not. The commitment is always there if we're able to see it. There was, as you know, that former head of the Tantra College, the 104th Ganden Tipa, passed away yesterday. And again, there were a lot of tears. Actually, I felt joy because I had known him. And there is a chance to know him again. Tenzin Rinpoche sent something that he wanted me to read. Friday morning around 5 a.m., one of Tenzin Rinpoche's students, Dane Rinpoche, who's at Sierra now in South India, had a dream that Tenzin Rinpoche came and told him, I'm going to America, you study good. We're not talking about a short-term visit here. The dream woke him up and shocked him. Dane Rinpoche knew that Rinpoche's health was delicate, so he woke up, was confused. About 7 a.m., he came down for the morning assembly, told another Geshe, who was a close student of Tenzin Rinpoche's, that he had this dream. And then on Friday around 9:50 a.m., Tenzin Rinpoche entered into the clear light. This is what he had said prior to going into the clear light. We are in wonders from the standpoint that we really do not need to wonder. We need to be, we need to listen, we need to practice. Years ago, I was fortunate to meet somebody who drew a map to show the way out here. The number of days that I have left are really small compared to what I've been through. I hope that whenever I'm able to come back, there will be a kind person who draws a map to show how to get out here, that I come out and that I have the feeling to be home, and that I be with all of you who are here not by accident, not without reason, not without purpose. There is continuity in change. And, for the one that now inhabits that which was Geshe-la's nature. You've been here all along. The fact that we couldn't see you is no big deal. You've been here. And all I can say is, as a former student of, God, it's great to see you back. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Radnila. And now, lastly but not the least, I would like to take the honor to invite Venerable Chowangla to do the notes of thank you on behalf of Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche and Deer Park Buddhist Center.
Thank you, everyone. So, May, on behalf of Deer Park Buddhist Center, we would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for coming and joining us here today. It's very auspicious to celebrate and welcoming Tenzin Nawang to Deer Park Buddhist Center. Deer Park would like to thank His Holiness's representative, Dr. Namgyal Trungpa, for taking time from his busy schedule to join us. Reverend Roger Tusang of FPNT, and Wisconsin Tibetan Association President Yunzhenla, Secretary Shen Kungala, and all the Tibetan communities here in Madison, Minnesota, and Chicago. Dane County Executive Ms. Melissa Agard, and retired Executive Mr. Joe Parisi and his family. Guests from all around the world, Taiwan, Jeffrey, Jumaine, Sujay, Michelle, and Kimi, and others. Friends from Deer Park in Las Vegas, Frank and Helen, Eddie and Jackie, and from California, Glendy, Cynthia, and all of our friends from Mexico. And all of the Deer Park students near and far, especially the senior students, who have been anticipating this moment for a long time after the passing of our teacher. Mr. Gregory Lin, and Leanne and Robert Lin, all the volunteers behind the scenes in preparing the meals with all the wonderful foods for this occasion. Thank you everyone for coming and your continued support of Deer Park Buddhist Center. My sincere gratitude to Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche's father and mother and their families for their enthusiasm, support in supporting and enabling their son to embark on this Buddhist spiritual path. My joy and happiness to Tenzin Nawang Rinpoche. May you undertake this spiritual journey with determination, joy, and courage through the many ups and downs, struggles and challenges that lies ahead, and to overcome and develop in the footsteps of Geshe and Sopa. So in conclusion, May the Buddha's pure teaching remain in this place, in this world, for 1,000 eons. Perfect enlightened Buddhas, teachers, spiritual guides, continue to come back here in this place and to turn the wheel of the Buddha Dharma for all those who seek refuge, liberation, and ultimate Buddhahood for many lifetimes to come. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Tochina, Chola, thank you very much. Showangla. Ale, and the Momo Lagi, Ajalagi, coming 16 is showing some of the Kamajik. Surana.
我这边去那个带自己这些早前说，原来李经理给讲的，那种钱了，回家我的朋友呢，提醒都给我心里那么疼，跟对那么，怎么那么，证明啥叫看上的配备，去找那么疼，超不超么那么。 公主那么拉，在心之外，怎的去吵去？公家呢，我那前呢，认不起个羊毛，我打认不起个毛啦，你给个定节搞为阿么啦，我那前的培养给对这类前的打给蒙古去给阿么啦培土么送，现在我那就。 能可是每个给测试者，但是现在看没成绩大，我做不动我那的，我那就3月来代表认不起咋听不定的起，我就看在那中央的，吃着土没，超市那么啥呗，这不就是这生病了，我就得经济大，启动，搞着帮没给这。 在我你们等待起所学业，他的看是，这怕了，你都给了，给不上我学起在，我看嘛，我先学对的几家牛，叫什么去的？的确送去的，你需要给。 叫给不上我手机上去，他连听不你不赢，我那俺做本来呀，开始人工自己呀那边接了，换头呀去地级穷，特别我那一弄着给的，开始说的弄不定的几了，所以朋友的连我东家台北定的给啥子几了，别的我那朋友那边超能洗。 我们要我定不得几下那下，马上呗，我给那吃了那年去查出吃了查出的的，但把真正别送大个那个那吧，我就感觉你他不呢，那么出了个真，哪能买不起手巧去？
西卡到空前的将来看太阳，看到个不单的来这把小哟，这你看比将来别把小呀，一些人总永不这西小耶。 sala jinda pinya moholaye tu sawa pitra shi ge tsaya cha chi jang chan dong li yong la cha ya song ba ye jan de ye pu ta shi sho ye la sai long zi ya le me ya tu ka ya le Hãy subscribe cho